Eurobonds and foreign bonds. In previous videos we spoke about what bonds are, essentially debt instruments issued by governments or companies as a way of raising money for their business operations. Well, you may also have heard of Eurobonds, and in less than the time it takes to listen to the whole of Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, I hope to give you a little crash course on the subject. So let's begin. So the first thing you need to know about Eurobonds is that they really don't have to have anything to do with Euro as a currency or Europe for that matter. Confusing, right? Well, a Eurobond is in fact a type of international bond, as in a bond that is issued and sold outside of the issuer's home country, and the currency it is issued in is different to the place that it is issued. So still confused? Well, let's draw a picture. Here we have the United States of America, excuse my poor drawing, and across the Atlantic, let's say we have the United Kingdom. Now, say a US firm wants to raise money through issuing bonds. Now, they can do this normally within the US, but what if they want to issue this bond in another country, say the UK? Now, why would they do that? Well, it can give incredible flexibility to the firm, as they can weigh up the regulations, interest rates, and markets across many different countries, and then choose the one where there is most chance of raising the required capital. Maybe the market, for instance, is saturated in the US, and they know that there is demand for this sort of bond in the UK. The US firm might also want to break into the UK market and maybe raise awareness of their company in the UK. There are many factors. So this US firm, having compared all these factors, wants to issue the bond in the UK. Firstly, as we mentioned, this bond has to be in a currency different to the place it is issued. In this case, not pound sterling or GBP. So maybe they choose to raise this money in US dollars, USD. The firm then works with typically a lead manager, which is usually an investment bank, to decide important things like bond maturity and coupon, and they may also underwrite the issue. So the lead manager may underwrite that issue, but they also may establish a syndicate or group of banks willing to sell those Eurobonds onto their client base. So now these bonds are usually bearer documents, meaning that whoever holds the bond certificate is the owner of it. And so they need to be kept safe somehow in something we call a depository, such as Euroclear or Clearstream. But that's another topic completely. So back to our example. Now this is going to get a bit more complex now. What if this US company wanted to issue bonds in the UK, but in a currency other than USD, say Japanese yen? Well, it can do this, and this bond would then be called a Euro-yen bond. Let's look at another example. What if we had a UK company issuing bonds in France, but in USD? This would be called a Euro-dollar bond. So now that we understand Eurobonds, let's look at something called foreign bonds. And a foreign bond is almost like the opposite of a Eurobond. It's when a firm issues bonds in a foreign country, but in a currency of that same foreign currency. So, for example, a US firm issuing bonds in the UK in GBP, or a UK firm issuing bonds in Japan in Japanese yen, or maybe a French firm issuing shares in Canada in the Canadian dollar. And these can have pretty wacky names. This first one would be called a bulldog bond, the second would be called a samurai bond, and this one would be called a maple bond. So that gives you an understanding of foreign bonds and how it compares with Eurobonds. Right, so a bit of question time, and I'm going to start doing these at the end of each video just so you can help and see what you've learnt and what you need to sort of go back and learn. And it's just to help you fully understand the topic. So my first question is, give 2 reasons why a firm might issue a Eurobond. Number 2, does a Eurobond have to be issued in euros? Number 3, what would be a Euro-dollar bond? Number 4, what is the difference between a Eurobond and a foreign bond? And number 5, what would a Yankee bond be? Now this is a little hard, but you can probably make a logical guess. If you're not sure on any of those answers to those questions, please look back on this video. If you're still struggling, do ping me a message in the comments and I will get back to you. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this short tutorial. Do subscribe if you want to stay updated with more financial education videos. But that's it for now, folks. See you later.